so, you packed your bags with dreams carefully folded between your favorite blazer and your degree certificate. All you wanted to do was get on that flight to a place where dreams come true. And you didn't come empty. You had fire in your chest and a silent vow. This is it, you said. This is the upgrade I've been waiting for. The UK, the US, Canada, Australia, all cities with polished accents and promises of progress. Maybe you've even heard that the streets are lined with gold. But now, it's 8 p.m. and you're on a bus in London about to get to your next shift. Or you are staring at the ceiling in your crammed one-room house share. And you're wondering if you traded comfort for confusion, progress for pressure, and a good life for a broken dream. Welcome to our very first episode of the Japa Talks, the podcast where we get real about the messy middle of migrating abroad. I'm Ajoke Lijadu, and I'm not going to be doing this alone. I've got with me
my humble self, Joshua Ajayi. On this podcast, we're going to be sharing with you raw, real, and relatable experiences on immigration. We'll be looking at life in the diaspora. We'll explore immigration laws and how they affect you. We're basically going to be learning all the muddy waters of Japa together.
So don't let us do this alone. Look us up on X, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube at the Japa Talks. And let's build this community together. So what exactly is Japa? I know that there's usually a conversation around, did you Japa or
Did you relocate?
or did you relocate? Or did you just you take a flight and just find yourself here? And there's also the old school generation who would say they didn't Japa, or that they just moved.
They moved.
They moved.
What is the
They
difference?
they migrated. They moved.
I said, there's no difference between move, Japa, migrate. It's just syntax. It's just synonyms. You're just looking for a way to embellish it. Basically, you're looking for better opportunities. Say it as it is.
Yeah, I
See,
yeah,
and
completely
half a
agree.
dozen.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I completely agree. Whatever it is, whether you moved, whether you migrated, whether you
Transition.
or you Japan,
Or whether you
whatever it is you did, you moved.
welcome here.
You moved from one place to another, and moving in itself is quite difficult. I don't think we talk about that enough. Moving from one country to another, particularly when you're moving from home to a place where you really do not know and you're starting over. It's really hard, Joshua. I don't know about you. I found it really hard.
Okay.
I found it really hard. I see how you're closing your eyes.
It's
So I know.
It is hard because you're not just moving physically.
Yeah.
You're moving emotionally. You've left friends, you've left foe, whatever you have them. And then you left families, you've left everything, and then you've left your fears. So you're basically just in a new environment, starting on a clean slate.
And it doesn't get easy when it's people like us who, like way back home, you've got a life. You've got what you can describe as a good life. You're not just struggling and making ends meet. You're living well. You're living comfortably. You had a good job.
Remind me.
You've got ambition. As you got a career.
Yeah, right.
You've got
right.
You've got a car. You've got a big house.
Yeah.
And you have to leave all that behind to start from scratch. Half the time, you even have no idea. Half the time, you don't know where you're going to. You don't know what you're going into. And it's scary. It takes a lot of courage to get on that journey.
And that's what I'll say to people that are following us, to people that are watching us. On this show, you're going to be finding the real, raw experience that people hardly talk about. If someone's telling you, oh, this is pretty easy, they've got machines that are dispensing free cash, my dear, you're going to have a rethink. However, it's been awesome experience, okay. I must tell you. You're quite familiar with some of my stories. What I could share.
Before we get to awesome experience part, let's talk about the part that is not too awesome, because to be honest with you, Joshua, there's a version of migration that we see on Instagram. The glossy pictures you post in your winter jacket that you probably got from a charity shop.
You're taking pictures.
That you probably got from a charity shop. Post between tall buildings, posh office, and taking pictures. And there's the reality. And the reality is, half the time, you struggling, going from shift to shift, back to back shift, struggling to meet ends meet.
To get that part.
Pay your bills. And the reality is usually far from what a lot of people see on social media.
That's true.
It's very far from what we put out.
That's right.
I've learned not to put pictures out on social media. If you go to my social media page right now, you will see that I probably put one picture once every 6 months.
Why? Have you not got a good phone?
Because
what's like with me?
I'm careful not to be passing on a different reality. If I'm struggling, I'm struggling.
All right.
Do you understand? As in, and I'm not going to, put out, give people an impression that,
all is rosy and
all is rosy, because it's very easy for you to think that once you've crossed that border, once you've moved, you are made, that you've stopped struggling, you've stopped hustling. While in reality, it's the fact that the struggle is just different.
Yeah.
There's still a struggle, there's still a hustling. It's just different. You're just not struggling, or you're not struggling for, there's no light, there's no water, there's traffic and all that.
My car's broken down.
Yeah, exactly. You're not struggling for that. But there's a different kind of struggle, and that's what the reality is.
Yeah, and I'll share with you a very bitter part of my settling around a couple of years ago. Now I can look back and just rethink and say, relieve that and say, okay, what lesson did I learn? And then just be grateful that, okay, I went through it, and I'm much better for it. When I came in, my wife was already in here, and I came in with 2 kids.
I remember you packing all your bags for.
I was okay. I had 6 bags on the airline, and it was the biggest bit. But God, it was not an experience I wish for anyone.
I know.
But because the kids were just 7 years and 3 years old, it was their first flight internationally. It was a long flight, and that was what I could afford at the time, having done all the calculation, all the arithmetics. And the flight I could get, I was like, okay, let me get on this one. This will make it a bit, they'll sleep in between. But unfortunately, we're coming in from a different temperate region to an extremely cold weather. In March, first week of March, it was freezing. The toddler was like, Daddy. I was shaking at the immigration point. But because I was confident I had nothing to hide, I was
been here with
I understood that it was their first time, they'll have problems like that. I was also very quick to ask people for help. I came in without a coin. At the airport, I didn't know that I was supposed to get a coin to get the card to get a trolley. I got cash, but I had no coin. So I had all that with me. It wasted so much time. I missed the bus that was supposed to take us from London to the north. And it was just a big problem, and I just had to settle down and say, calm down, Joshua, you're going to get through this. So what I did was, the first few days, to cut the story short, the first few days, I had to sink in emotionally to say, Joshua, you have got this. You will do this. You've done it, and you will get to it.
You fought at that point. You fought harder wars. So
at that point, I was already making consideration, making arithmetics. okay, am I going to do this, or should I go to my friends in Sheffield, or do I go back to do I should just go to Manchester, take the kids back to Lagos, or I was already doing all those.
It can be really hard.
Myself.
For me, I think it was much of a different experience because, just to flip a bit back, Joshua and I worked in an international media organization back home, and so we had very good jobs, and we're doing really well. And well, when I came in, I pretty much came in into luxury because the company that brought me, I remember living in Fitzrovia in this serviced apartment, and I thought that, I was like, there's no better life than this. At a heart of London, everything going chill. My food was always stocked. I could get used to living like this.
All right.
And then I think a few weeks to when I was going to eventually move and then get on my own, I had to start looking for accommodation.
Oh yeah.
And that was when the first reality hit me. Now, if you've got your football-sized room and ensuite room back home, hold on tight. Hold on really tight. Because there are things of value. And it's when you come out here that you realize just how valuable those things are. Because I started, house hunting, and I was going from agent to agent, and they were taking me places. And then, I will get to houses and they'll say, this is you get a room here, and you've got to share the house with six people that I absolutely do not know, which isn't really bad because, like, okay,
you gotta make friends.
You've got to meet people somehow. But then, and then I then hear that the six of you are going to be using one bedroom and one toilet. And I'm like,
no way.
I'm like, excuse me, what happens if I invest for me and I have to run in and I have to, what happens?
You know, come out how?
You just like, I'm like, if I want to do number 2 and I just rush in, what then happens? And then I had to go from place to place, looking for a house. And I remember that I got this tiny box room in Tottenham. It was going for £600. It was I could basically put my I could basically put my hand from
wall to wall.
That's how small it was.
I was just fixing to your bed.
So I was grateful because I had my own personal bathroom, and it gave me that feeling of at least I had a personal space. But Joshua, look, after I paid £600, if I did the maths, I did the maths in Naira. I was like, God, I'll be conveniently living in Lekki right now. After I did the payment, I remember sitting on the bed in that room, and I wept. I cried so uncontrollably, and I asked myself, did I make a mistake?
Now I've asked myself that question as well during house hunting. Yeah.
And I asked myself, did I do some? This is them.
Say somebody. Am I getting punished for something that
this step I've taken? This step I've taken, was it a mistake? And you said this question that I asked myself then, and that I've continuously asked myself at different points on this journey, is a whispered thought in the migrant community.
That's right.
It's a constant question for many people who have left good jobs back home, who have left a life, who have left their houses and come out here. It's constant. Now, that question is not an admission of failure. It doesn't mean you failed at anything. It only means you're reflecting. And reflection is a crucial part of growth. Because if I look back at how many times I've asked myself that question and just how far I've come from those different points, I find that I keep making forward movements. And if there's any good part about this journey, as murky as it can get, is the fact that if you're conscious enough to reflect at every point, it can get better.
That's right. And that's how you also appreciate the fact that you'll have to crawl before you work and before you run. So if you know that this is a process And then you're coming into a society that is structured such a way that you've got to put in your time, you've got to pay your dues. In no time, you'll get there. However, there are learnings that you have to unlearn. And that was one of the reasons that I found very difficult. It was at the time I was, looking for a house, and I was like, oh, I got a house of my own. Why am I so...
Well, you just be imagining your house.
Imagine it.
You in the room.
I had to cut out that part during the house hunting experience. So listen, Joshua, that phase of your life, leave it aside. This is your life now. All right. And I had to face it squarely. And that's why I say a lot of the migrant community that we have here, especially in Europe, there are people, anybody that can afford to be here is the millionaire. That's what as it is.
Yeah, because you put a lot of money investing even into coming out.
Exactly. So if you can do it, you can do better. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to do. I had to set myself up, get ready, get things done. You are the man. You have to get this thing done, get this thing done. If you're doing like this, what do you want someone else to do?
And I think another part that we really don't talk about is the part where, you come out here all fired up. You've got dreams. You think that, this is a place where you can make those dreams into something. And you've got fire. Like, if you can make it in Nigeria, make it. What is it? This is the UK. Why can't you make it here? And then you come here with all that dream. And, it's first day. Oh, we're sorry, you didn't get the job. Unfortunately.
But we'll not be providing any reason at this time.
It crushes you. It makes you question your worth. It's a society that makes you question your value. It makes you question just how much you're capable of. And if you ever knew it, you begin to question it. You begin to ask yourself, did I?
Me? What do you mean it's?
I mean. It's me, Joke. You ask yourself these questions over and over and over again. And the fact is, it has never stopped being you. Migration is a transformational journey. It's not the fact that you stop being who you are. It's just that you're becoming.
All right.
You're becoming something else. And usually the process of transformation is usually hard. It's usually difficult. Just imagine a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It's never easy, but it ends up being beautiful. That's the good part. It ends up being beautiful. The journey may be strenuous, may be hard, tense, backbreaking. You may have to pick up jobs that are a lot beneath you. And we've had to do it.
Yeah, I remember doing it. Oh, it's okay. I remember doing it.
It gets better with time. It gets better if you focus. It gets better if you don't settle. Because it's important. It's very easy for you to settle.
Oh, yeah.
It is very, very easy for you to settle. And I know that a lot of the people who are watching us have, stories.
Oh.
And they've had, moments where they've asked themselves,
oh God,
did I make a mistake? Should I go back home? What am I doing here? So please join the conversation. Come tell us that moment. We would like to hear your stories. Share with us. Share with others. Maybe some of you have, amazing stories of how you've transformed, how you've managed to become. A lot of people will benefit from those stories. So please share with us. Go to our social media pages. Subscribe to us on YouTube at the Japa Talks. Go to X, Facebook, and Instagram at the Japa Talks. And please join the conversation. Let's help build this community. And let's help people get inspiration. Let's help people get motivated. So if you're watching this and asking yourself, did I make a mistake? It's kind of two ways. Whatever it is, don't be too hard on yourself. Journeys can be messy. And so you may want to take a step backward and rethink, reevaluate, and reassess.
That's right, yeah.
And then put a plan in place.
Yeah.
Put a plan in place.
If you didn't have a plan.
If you didn't have a plan in the first place. But you are not alone. We've all had to ask ourselves these questions. And we are constantly asking ourselves these questions. Joshua, am I right?
Constantly reevaluating.
Constantly reevaluating.
Because the trend keeps changing.
Yeah.
It will continue to change.
Yes, it will.
So don't be too hard on yourself.
You would not get from point A to point B in one day. But, take courage in the fact that you tried. You dared to become. It takes a lot of courage.
Some people can't even make a move.
Some people can't even make a move. But you've done it. So give yourself a pat in the back because you are on a journey to becoming.
Sorry.
And that's important. That's important. We would also like to hear your stories because some of you have got amazing stories to share with us. So don't forget to connect with us
on Facebook,
on
Japa Talks,
at the Japa Talks,
or on Instagram with the Japa Talks, and of course on YouTube.
Yeah, so subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us. We would like for you to follow us. So till we'll come your way again, let's get the conversation going online. This is the Japa Talks, and I'm Ajoke.
I'm Joshua. We look forward to seeing you again.
Bye.
Ta-da!